Little Orange Plum.
Hello everyone and welcome to Little Orange Plum. Today we are looking at a little subreddit called r/bad science. So this one is just a whole lot of people not getting science, basically. To start things off, we have a little article called "Females are superior because of the number of genes and size of chromosomes." Let's have a read. Kind reminder, the X chromosome contains 1,098 genes. The Y chromosome has only 78 genes. The X chromosome is over 5 times larger than the Y chromosome. It's science! Females are superior, by far, hence hundreds of years of chauvinism trying to suppress them. Good night. Han, yeah, that's not how that works. I feel it should be pointed out now that chickens, I believe, have more chromosomes and more genes than humans do. Like, the number doesn't necessarily make you more sophisticated as a being, unless we're trying to argue that chickens are the dominant species on Earth. They are far superior to us, and they should rule over us if we weren't so chauvinistic towards chickens. I'm also pretty sure that there are certain kinds of plant life that have bigger genes and more chromosomes and stuff like that, because it has nothing to do with how superior you are. Oh yeah, see, right below that we have onions have more DNA than humans. As I say, there are plants with more DNA than humans. It's not the number. It's literally taking the exact same number of genes and slightly shuffling the order around can cause diseases that can kill you, and what else can it do? It can completely change your appearance, your physical appearance in terms of eye colour and stuff like that. Like, there's a whole lot that goes into genetics. I feel like most people know this, but wow. Man, if only men had an X chromosome. Klinefelter's men are the real Chads. Yeah. That's a genetic disorder, for those of you that don't know, which affects chromosomes, and obviously they have a lot more chromosomes, because, as I say, shuffling genetics around can kill you. If women are superior, how come their clothing doesn't have real pockets? Checkmate atheists. Because the patriarchy is trying to suppress their power. Women haven't even used... I'm loving the sarcasm in the comments. But yeah, the pockets thing is a good point. Our pockets are severely inferior to men's pockets. I would like some manlier pockets, please. Yeah. Do I want to read through all these comments? Nah. You know what, I feel like we can leave that there. So we're going to go on to the next one, which is Lou Rockwell writes nonsense article about coronavirus and vaccines. Okay, we have another link. I'm hoping this one's going to work, because the last one did not work. Why I want to be infected with COVID-19 and you should too. I mean, the title alone is just full of stupid. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly skim through this. Thousands of people in South Korea line up to get face masks. You can create your own at home with a paper towel and rubber bands, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, in order for a mask to be effective, one, it needs to be made from materials that are actually gonna block germs. Your paper towels ain't gonna feckin' do it. And also, you kind of have to put it in terms of, you can make it in arts and crafts. One of the things that's gonna affect the effectiveness of a mask, of a face mask, is does it actually fit right on your face so that you're completely blocking any germs from coming in or going out. Do you really think that people en masse are good enough at arts and crafts that they can put a rubber band into a piece of kitchen towel effectively enough that it will form a perfectly fitting mask with virtually no training? I mean, just really? The reason why we're not advocating for them to be sold, the medical officials are not wanting them to be sold en masse here and given out en masse here, is because, one, we don't have a big enough supply of them to actually give to the entire population. They're only useful if you can give them to a lot of people. They're advising using them in Asian countries because they were a popular fashion accessory and just something that people wore day to day out of commonality in those countries before COVID-19. It was just something that was fashionable, that was just kind of normal, like washing your hands in these countries, and therefore half the country already has them and the other half can easily get them at any grocery store. We don't have them stocked in like convenience stores in our countries. They're very limited supply in our countries. We can't just magic up a new supply to give to the entire country. And as I say, they're only useful if we all have them and if we all wear them correctly. No one in these countries, in our countries, Western countries, has experience on a regular basis of wearing and fitting these things. So majority of people are just not going to get it right. Ergo, it's pointless in our countries until we all have regular access to them. And until we all know how to use them and fit them properly, they're pointless. And weird arts and craft ones are not going to work. No, it's a no. But yes, onto this intentionally infecting yourself thing. I want to be infected, so I will develop natural, lifelong antibodies against this mutated virus that appears to be produced in a laboratory. Just FYI, there's no I realize that it's like a theory that's come up that it may be a lab born thing, but there's no actual evidence as of yet that it was grown in a lab, and all the evidence so far points to it being coming from wild animals, namely bats. So yeah, states and in very inflammatory comments that could, but yeah, just clarify, antibodies don't necessarily, that's not how it works. It's just, I mean, I am a lowly theatre major. I did not study medicine or any of this stuff like biology or anything like that at university. As I say, lowly theatre major, but even I know with my lowly dance degree that that's, for one thing, there are a lot of diseases out there where if you get infected with it once, it's not freaking chickenpox. You're not automatically guaranteed to be cured. Most like the common cold or the common flu, we get it seasonally because, well, one, the strain can mutate again, and two, because you don't automatically become immune to something just because you've had it once. I think that should be pretty obvious, and we don't know yet. I mean, there are people recovering. It does seem like people who are infected in China are, like, the numbers are going down because people are not getting reinfected that much. It could be a quarantine thing, not so much the actual reinfection. And even if rates of people getting it a second time are quite low, it's not 100. Even chickenpox, as I say, people who used to intentionally infect their children with chickenpox because it's safe to get as a child, not so much as an adult. And so you intentionally give it to them as a kid because they're not going to get it as an adult then, except in the very rare instances where people get infected twice. It does happen with every disease. You're not guaranteed to be immune just because you've been infected. Also, like, right now there is no approved vaccine, so you have to think about how to produce it. No. Would you get vaccinated with a live virus if it were available today? That would seem to be contradiction. Blah, blah, blah. What is this? No one's suggesting to vaccinate with the live. That's not how vaccines work. That's not a vaccine. If it's the live disease, then it's not a vaccine. It's just infecting people with the disease. Okay, we got a guy who doesn't get vaccines. Okay, moving on. I need to see the comment section for this. Boop-a-doo. So OP has given us some stuff as well. The purpose of antibodies is so that you don't get infected. Saying I want to get infected, it's literally saying I want to get infected so I don't get infected. It makes no sense. Yeah, as I say, I'm not that well versed on, and I don't know that much about antibodies myself, I'm going to admit, but yeah, say what OP is saying makes a lot of sense. It's pretty sure antibodies are the way of the body's way of defending against disease. They're not like a magic fix-it kind of thing. So yeah, that makes sense. A mercury compound Thimerosal, I'm going to guess, is used in some vaccines as a preservative, not an adjuvant. I have no idea how I'm saying this, but right. To prevent microbial contamination of vials that are stored unsealed, but adding this to live virus would kill the virus, likely rendering the vaccine ineffective. So vaccines don't have mercury compounds. Yeah, that's kind of a thing that's back in the day when vaccines were first created in the Victorian era. Yes, it was common for mercury to be found in vaccines. Dear anti-vaxxers, please stop saying that we're injecting people with mercury to cure them to vaccinate them. It's a Victorian thing. We live in the 21st century. That's not how modern vaccines are made. That's how Victorian vaccines are made. It's different. Wow, surprisingly few comments. I mean, to be fair, it's kind of... I'm gonna be honest, I understand that it's dumb and it's a load of anti-vaxxer bullshit, but OP has a lot more knowledge, I think, about this sort of thing than I do, so good for you, OP. I'm sad that people don't know how viruses mutate. Okay, so we got some cleaning product with... I cannot zoom in this, I'll edit it in post. But yeah, it's circling human coronavirus is one of the things that this thing can destroy. And this guy says, and they don't know how to cure it. This is a can of Lysol, to which someone responds, I searched flu deaths in 1986. It was 900 plus people. In 2003, it was over 14k. So what's changed? Lack of hand washing skills? Lack of cleaning with Lysol? Good question. I've wondered about this too. I'm no doctor and I have nothing but my opinion to back this up. No comment. But I believe that has something to do with lower and lower quality foods that we consume. Our bodies were made to defend themselves. But if we don't give it what it needs to be able to do that job, we can't be surprised when we are sicker and sicker. I agree too. I worked in healthcare for 22 years. That is a terrifying statement. And I never had the flu. Good hand-washing skills, built up immunity, still 10 years out of healthcare and had no flu or shot. How did you qualify to work in the healthcare system? Were you the janitor? Perhaps getting a shot is also preventing those from building up immunities. Maybe we need to eat some more dirt. I'm going to get into this when we finish. I completely agree. We don't get the shot either, and I don't think my kids have ever had the flu. I am annoyingly obsessive about what they eat and immune-boosting supplements. I know it's a controversial subject, but nothing is guaranteed either way, but this seems to be working for us. Dude... Vaccines are like 99%. A healthy diet is like less than 50% chance, I would say, of protecting you from... And that's if you're quarantining and just getting lucky, quite frankly. It's like... It depends on how contagious the virus is as to whether a healthy diet is actually going to do anything. So let's not pretend that it's the same thing when having a vaccine is like mostly almost guaranteed to be effective. Majority of the time when it's not effective, it's because you already have a medical condition that means that you can't get vaccinated, or it's because you get cancer and go through chemotherapy, which wipes out your immune system and basically negates any vaccines that you've had previously in life. We know exactly why and when they don't work. It's not like they're just like, maybe it'll work, maybe vaccines will work. They work, trust me, honey. Wow, 22 years as a healthcare professional and has no... Thank you. Thank you, this is what I'm saying. That is a terrifying statement. Unless you are literally cleaning the floors in a hospital, how do you work in a hospital, in healthcare for 22 friggin' years and you don't understand basic concepts like, vaccines work and your immune system is not some bulletproof shield that will protect you from disease? I mean, really... Especially because, as OP stated, it's scary that someone has worked they don't stay, but some capacity, claims to have worked for 22 years in some capacity in the healthcare system, but doesn't understand, one, vaccines work, and two, viruses mutate. There's a reason why COVID-19 is called COVID-19 and not just coronavirus. Because yes, it's a form of coronavirus. It's not the same coronavirus that we had 10 years ago. It's a mutated strain. Honestly. What other things do I have? Actually, I think that's my last one. You know what, I'm gonna go, let's scroll down further through the comments. I want to see a little bit more first before we finish up. There's a lot of dumb people here. Immune boosting supplements, shmeh. Yeah, should go without saying, but that's not how supplements work. Good to know that if I were ever to get coronavirus, all I need to do is drink disinfectant. Yeah, that's the cure. The government are hiding this from you. First they were wanting to make the frogs freaking gay, but now they're hiding the fact that you can cure your coronavirus by drinking bleach. Just drink bleach, everyone. You know that Alex Jones is gonna start selling bleach for everyone to drink. It's gonna happen. Don't even pretend. But yeah. I think I've collectively reduced the IQ of everyone who's heard this with this r/bad science. So I'm gonna end the video there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you wanna check out r/bad science, there's a whole lot of idiots being posted in the subreddit. Enjoy. But until next time, bye.